think what's kept the franchise not only on its feet, but at the forefront of what fans want to see is the narrative about family. And I'm really hoping for that because I'm actually, I get the honor of bearing the Toretto name. So this is a huge development in the overall structure because Dom has always defined his family as those he holds closest, not necessarily those who share his last name. But in this installment, you actually learn of another Toretto, Jacob, Dom's brother. So it's really exciting, and I think once you introduce a possible brother, meanwhile, as Dom is facing fatherhood, so really is a strong weave of family in all the narratives. And I know fans flock to the theater to see the action. I think they stay and return to see the story, and the story is about family. I'm a huge fan, and it shows the staying power. So it wasn't like I had to I got to go back and do my research to find out what this is about. I was one of the young people captivated by the first installment, and I've watched ever since. So it was easy to kind of fall in line. I remember meeting certain members on the cast, meeting all the members of the cast for the first time, and being like, "Whoa, that's Ramsey, or that's Letty, or that's Dom." Like starstruck because and knowing them as their characters, which is coming from a WWE standpoint. Sometimes I'll call the superstars by their real names, and a lot of times I'll refer to them by their characters because they're so convincing as their characters. And this crew has been together for 2 decades now, so you can't help, as an outsider being invited in for the first time, to be like, "That's Mia," or Tej and Roman. Like it's just who they were to me before I was able to introduce myself and have conversation. The psychology of each fight is different. Therefore, the performance should be different. I remember speaking with Vin in depth about what can we do? And the thought process I have about performances like that and their meaning. Brothers fight different. I have 4 siblings. They're all boys, and we kick the crap out of each other. And I've won fights, I've lost fights because we're all very close in age. Brothers will fight dirty. They will, but it's accepted because it's your brother. So although the fight between Dom and Jacob is truly spectacular, and the fight with Sue is much more close quarter just because of the setting, the psychology essentially as you approach the fight should change. What is the story we're trying to tell? Jacob is fighting for his life on the roof of a moving vehicle, or Jacob is finally standing up to his brother in the one fight he thinks he can win. Getting a job to be able to tell a story to a global franchise where the focus is cars, that is something special for me. It's really cool to be surrounded by elements of automotive culture every single day. Every piece of this movie is interwoven with modifications and concepts and current production models you haven't seen yet. It really also still keeps its roots to the car culture, to the cartoon culture, and to people clamoring for what's next in the car world. I think it's really special in that regard.